Hey, what's going on, boys? Swaggy's here. So without any further ado, let's just get right into the actual video stuff here. Now, today, we'll be reacting to a newer video that recently came out like a day ago now. I wanted to go ahead and check it out yesterday. As you can see, it says just 10 hours ago, even though it's probably been like a day now. Let me just go ahead and refresh this, by the way. But yeah, I wanted to check this out a little earlier, but yeah, like I said, a day ago. But I ended up never getting to it. I was just extremely tired when I got home yesterday. And of course, I was just like, I do want to go ahead and go to sleep. So I hope you guys can forgive me for that. But aside from that, for do, let's get on to it. No more distractions. So please go ahead and check out Bizabizow. Link for the actual stuff here. And of course, we're checking out one of their, fixing Funko plushies. And of course, this one is about sister location. So without any further ado, please go check out every part of the extra stuff here. They all worked really hard and to support. So please check them out. And aside from that, though, without any further ado, let's get right into it. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Show me something.
Hey, Bizabizow here, and yes, it's finally time for another Fixing FNAF plushies.
Nice.
Hip hip hooray and whatnot. Since
Yeah.
we're doing sister location this time around, I thought I'd bring a little celebrity guest on for this one. You know, someone to help me out during the video and have fun little back and forth banter with me. That kind of wacky stuff. So everyone, say hello to Hand Unit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, turns out you can just buy a hand unit for yourself online if you want.
Really?
For a decent price, too. I got a really good deal on mine here. Temu is a godsend.
Chimu.
Let me just
Bruh.
turn him on with the
Mike.
remote here. Hi, hand unit. Can you hear us? Hand unit, say hi to everyone.
Oh.
Okay, did I not activate it? Let me check the manual.
Going through papers, bro.
Okay, so I think you... Oh, God.
What?
So, sister location, huh? The FNAF game that, despite having very gay animatronic designs,
Okay.
somehow ended up with the most homophobic looking plushies ever. I mean, am I wrong? If you somehow didn't know, this is a part of a larger series I've been doing for a while where I take FNAF's poopy official Funko plushies and remake them to remove the poopy.
Nice.
As always,
Damn,
it's best if
okay.
you just go watch all the other episodes first, but hey, you're the harbinger of your own destiny. So far, we've tackled
true.
every
That's
FNAF game up to sister location, so, you know, that's the roster we're doing now. Well,
Nice.
actually 50% of it this time. This will be another half-seas situation, but you'll only have to wait like 2 months max for the next part.
Okay.
And this way I get to like pay rent this month.
Yeah.
Also, here's a cool image of a skeleton on fire. Yeah, okay. There it is. So, the fun times.
Nice.
Thankfully, coming from FNAF 4, I get to breathe a little as far as difficulty goes. Although they have more detail than, say, the animatronics from FNAF 1 and 2, these designs at least lend themselves better to plushies than these. Plus, no withering at all. I wept and kissed the ground when I realized this. That being said, they aren't without their own newly introduced challenges. For instance, you may be wondering about that whole opening faceplate thing. How are we going to adapt this?
Is that even
Well,
gonna be adapted?
here's my Joker's trick.
Probably not.
I'm not going to. I've had a lot of people recommend that I give them removable faceplates or just like separate faceplate opened alts for each character, similar to those sister location mystery minis. But although that sort of thing may work for a rigid plastic figure, this is just not going to look good on a plushie. I'm sure if I really hunkered down and spent way more time on it than it's really worth, I could figure out some sort of Velcro face flap situation, but like, who really wants that? I've never had the desire to rip the face off a plushie before, and this game certainly doesn't change that.
Damn. Okay.
Although, this guy's looking at me kind of funny. Hey!
what?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That being said, this element of their design won't go completely unrepresented on these plushies, because these designs still have all those seams and lines on their face when the faceplates are closed. To simplify this detail, I'm going to make sure each of the Funtimes have a darkish stitch line running across the middle of their faces, as this specific seam seems to be shared between all of them. It would add way too much ugly clutter to try and include every individual line on their face this way, hence the use of just the one. Another decision I made that's worth mentioning is that for characters like Funtime Freddy, Foxy, Lulbit, and Chica, yes, I'm including Funtime Chica with the rest of the sister location bunch, I'm going to go back to the classic mouth-closed look we did for the OGs and the toys. The reason we had them open for the Withers and Nightmares and such was to differentiate them from the FNAF 1 bunch a bit more, on top of the fact that it's a fun way to give them that slightly more monstrous, broken down look those characters have. These guys, though, harken back more to that FNAF 2 toy look with the somewhat cuter, colorful vibe, so having a connection between these two sets of plushies makes sense.
That's cool.
Alright, let's jump into our first character.
Okay, show me some.
Oh no, I meant like figurative. Oh, you got one. I wasn't quick enough.
Okay.
We gotta find the princess.
The princess.
And you gotta help us.
Yeah, so obscure fact here. Did you know that Funko's sister location plushies are big old shitters? Oh, no, not as bad as you. You're not losing that crown.
That's true.
Don't get it twisted.
That's facts.
Oh, look at me go. Yeah, Funko's FNAF 4 plushies are bad, but these are on a whole other level. Like, in the Nightmares case, you could argue that they did their job somewhat right. Like, the Nightmares are supposed to look messed up, but these aren't. And they do. I think this wave was Funko's FNAF plushies at their cheapest. For some reason, they started replacing a lot of previously stitched-on elements with printed-on colors, including entire portions that would have just been stitched fabric before. Like, come on, what was the point of making Foxy's snout printed here? You literally did this with the regular stitched-in fabric in this exact same way and color before. Surprisingly, though, Baby escaped a lot of this new printed-on weirdness and kept the regular colored fabric and stitched-on detailing, which makes her the best of this wave, kind of by default. Hey, she doesn't look puked on. A win is a win, right? Despite this, though, out of all the characters in this wave, I'd say she somehow ends up looking the least like her in-game design. For some reason, she got shrimpified here. It's really silly looking. She at least fits her name more than the original, though. Like, that is definitely a Circus Baby if I've ever seen one. It seems like Funko used the same body type as their Balloon Boy, with these flat Stanley-ass proportions and giant rectangular head. Unlike that Balloon Boy plush, however, this is one of those bad plushies that kind of wraps back around to being cute for me. She may look strange and inaccurate, but like, look at her. She's so kind, so polite. This one is up there with Toy and Spring Bonnie in that regard. I love this strange little critter. Despite this, she fails pretty hard at being an accurate Five Nights at Freddy's sister location Circus Baby plush.
That's facts.
Alright, let's bring her in. This is my design. As you can see, she's been de-shrimped with a chubby body closer to our default shape. She's been given some simplified facial features reminiscent of our Balloon Boys, with this cutesy little nose and stitched-on mouth, which helps in converting that in-game uncanny look into something more adorable. Her hair has been simplified down as well, with her two large pigtails now made to look more chunky and cartoonish. It just helps with the whole chibified look. As we discussed earlier on, most of the crazy seams all over her face and body have been removed, aside from the single thick one running down her face, which still allows her to maintain the Funtime look without too much ugly detail. She's got her frilly skirt and shoulders, which are both a thinner, wavy cloth this time instead of the big, thick skirt Funko's has. I don't know what the point of that was. Thinner cloth just makes more sense here. And she's got her little stomach fan thingy, which is half obscured by her shirt due to the lack of room on her torso here. I think it looks cute, though. It's like a baby's belly button or something.
Sure.
All of that with these accurate colors makes for a great Circus Baby plush, in my opinion.
That's facts.
This one was surprisingly pretty simple, and now that we've figured out the basics of the Funtimes, the rest of them should be pretty simple as well, I hope.
Yeah! Alright, let's see the next one. Who's the next one?
Eating the Bidybabs. This one just makes me feel kind of sick.
Bidybab does not, in fact, have an official Funko plushie, and that's probably because, if he did, it would be the first Funko plushie ever to sell 0 copies. However, under the eyes of Bizabizow, no FNAF animatronic is too ugly for a plush. For our
Okay.
Bidybab, we're going to reference
How
our Balloon Boy
gracious
plush
of you.
even more this time, which makes sense. They have a lot of facial similarities.
That's
I love that one theory, by the way,
true.
that Balloon Boy and JJ were originally from Circus Baby's Pizza World. I always thought that one made a lot of sense. Okay, I'll just go ahead and show him and explain.
Kinda did.
Just like Baby, Bidybab's got the usual base body shape, just a little thinner here, with the little breastplate thing added to the chest.
Yeah.
The head is super round this time, though, with the weird dome helmet-looking thing giving it this shape. And whoa, look at those ears. Hi, gay little monkey from the Apple Store. These are just our default Freddy ears, cut down to Bidybab's ear shape and thrown on the sides to act more as human ears. Everything else is pretty straightforward. The triangle nose, the stitched-on mouth and lip thing, the single white button, all the Bidybab classics are here. Not their edibility, though. I'm sorry. And that's all for this one. Pretty standard.
Nice.
All right, time to move on to Funtime Freddy. Wait, what's that? There's a Bidybab recolor I have to do as well.
What?
Oh god, our plushie sales are in the negatives now. Oh no.
Damn.
This animatronic isn't actually a full-on recolor in the game. It's clearly just the regular Bidybab model with glowing yellow eyes instead of the regular purple ones, but come on, we gotta do more than that, right? Instead, I've opted for this. I've recolored his body with these blues, but kept his eyes bright white and yellow to make it look like he's constantly in that dark room lighting, with lit-up glowing eyes. This is meant to resemble his custom night render here that has a similar color scheme going on. There are a lot of other promotional renders for this game with very similar dark blue lighting. So hey, that's perfect. Very thematic. This is still Electrobab though, so yeah, another one for the misfit pile. This is what happens when you promise something silly, like making a plush for every single FNAF animatronic, or something stupid like that.
Nice. Who's next? Oh. Funtime Freddy. Okay.
Funtime Freddy.
Okay.
This poor son of a bitch. Got the absolute worst plush out of this Funko wave. It's so bad. Like, okay, obviously this bonbon on his arm is awful. He looks like a weird little gummy shark with a face and ears, some real homunculus type shit. But bonbon is a difficult element to incorporate on a plush. I get why he turned out that way. Funtime Freddy himself, though? What happened, y'all? This is when they started the printed fabric stuff I mentioned earlier. His snout, cheeks, ears, stomach, and of course the entirety of Bonbon are all colored this way, and you can totally tell with how crackly and flat it all looks. I don't know if this was all a cost-saving measure or something, but if it wasn't, I literally don't know what the point was here. Just use the stitching you've used plenty of times before. What was stopping you? The worst part, though, are the eyes. Why are they square? What? My best guess as to why this happened is that they looked at some weird specific render or piece of fan art or something where the eyes looked just a bit rectangular and an assumption was made because of that. But if that exists out there, I certainly haven't found it. In every single render and drawing of this guy, they're always very clearly round. I don't know. He was just born like that, I guess. Now, although the whole bonbon element is going to be difficult, we can definitely improve on this. Many could. But before we do that though, hi! Just wanted to let y'all know that this video was watched a day early by my patrons on my Patreon server. Yeah, I have one of those, if you didn't know, and I do early viewings there sometimes. $2 a month gets you in there, 17 plus only, where you can chat with other folks, see sneak peeks and art whips for videos, get the full resolution downloads for video art, and you get your name listed on screen at the end of my videos. $10 gets you all that, but your name read aloud instead. Looky there. If you enjoy my videos, this is an excellent way to support me directly. It helps a ton. Also, fun fact, if I reach my Patreon goal of $1,000 a month and stay there, I will read all of Homestuck for the first time on stream. Yeah, I'm serious. This is a promise I made recently, and I will actually do that. Will I regret this promise? Probably, but hey, we'll have to get there to see. As always, Patreon link is in the description. Thank you to everyone and anyone who has ever supported me on there. Anyway, back to Plushie. Alright, Funtime Freddy, get in here, come on. You may notice that there's an important element missing here, but don't worry, we'll get to that. The shape of his face was definitely the most important part to get right here. This Freddy has a pretty unique shape with the snout, the cheeks, the long jaw, and the cleft chin all needing to be represented in a simplified manner. I think I did a pretty good job converting that into the plushie style. He's got his other landmark details, such as his pink eye rings, an actual ring shape this time, his rectangular nose, his purple cheeks, his striped hat, and he's even got that speaker that the Funtimes have. For this, I thought it would be fun to incorporate a sort of mesh texture, similar to that type that you often see on plush dog toys. It would give it that distinct speaker look, while also being a fun little tactile element. I'd definitely be rubbing his tummy speaker all the time for good luck. Of course, though, this is just one half of the Funtime Freddy package. Let's get Bonbon in here, too. This little guy is similar to our magnetic Freddle we had on Nightmare Freddy. He's just a little body with arms and a head, all with more simplified, stitched-on details as the small size would require. An adorable little fella, for sure. But where should he go? Well, this is where I hit a bit of a road bump in the design process. This is a real toughie to figure out. You might be thinking, what do you mean? Just stick him to the end of his hand like he's supposed to be. But if you were to do that on this plush as is, Bonbon would be at a really strange angle. Just kind of sticking out down there. This is why Funkos made Freddy's right arm turned upright, so Bonbon could be sitting at a normal angle. However, on theirs, he is stitched on that way. Bonbon is a permanent fixture of Freddy. He lives there. So we could make Freddy's arm turned upward as well and just have the magnetic bond stickable there, which looks fine when he's on there, but when you take him off, Freddy is just kind of stuck with his arm up forever mid-wave. I tried to think of ways to solve this issue, like maybe having an entirely separate swappable upright arm so you can have Bond on or off without it looking weird either way. But that is way too complicated for this type of plush. That sort of thing would work on, say, the Hex plushies, for instance. Their shape is built with the swappable and movable limbs in mind from the get-go. The chubby body we've been using this entire time, though, isn't. So it just wouldn't work that well. This is the solution I eventually came to, and by that I mean solutions. I have two separate options I'm pitching to you here.
You get options.
Which one is better? That's for all of you to decide in the comments. Let me know which one you personally prefer. So, option 1 is having Freddy's arm permanently upright. Bonbon will still be magnetically attached, but unless you want the perma wave, you should probably just have him on there at all times. What's the point of him being magnetic then, you may ask? Like, might as well have him permanently stitched on at that point, right? Well, consider this. A swappable bonnet. He comes with both, so you can stick whichever one on there that you like. It's sweet. Option 2 is a bit simpler, but I personally think it looks better. Freddy's arm is permanently down in the normal plushie pose, and instead of Bonbon being in the hand puppet formation, he gets to just kind of chill out on his shoulder like we did with the Nightmare Freddy's Freddle. And he still comes with Bonnet to swap out if you so please. So go vote now in the comments. You're not actually voting here. I'm just gonna kind of like...
I know this might seem crazy, but I got my own little suggestion. How they were saying with the arm, that that could be interesting, but I would say just one arm, maybe with a stitched-on bonnet, bonnet or a stitched-on Bonnie though, and of course you could attach the arm to Freddy. So yeah, like maybe like one regular arm, one bonnet arm, one Bonnie arm. That would be interesting. I would feel that that'd be a bit much though. In terms of just, I guess, just how many arms you would have to take care of. I mean, having one Freddy arm, one Bonnet, and one Bonnie arm would be just a little too much. But aside from that, though, that's just my suggestion. But let me know what you guys think of that, though. Overall, though, I love it. I love the little options we got here. The little upright arm and the Bonnie and Bonnet. Ooh, I love that. And this was pretty good too. It does remind me of the actual cutscene where we had to kind of help maintenance with Freddy, and he's kind of just Bonnie's just kind of doing that little thing like, "Hey, I'm here. What's going on?" And then he's just kind of, that entire thing was weird, but overall it reminds me of that.
Eyeball the comments and see which answer I get more. True democracy at work. They should hire me to decide elections. This is definitely the most difficult out of this bunch. Bonbon was a tough nut to crack, but hey, I came out the other side with something. two possible somethings.
Ooh.
So there's Funtime Freddy. Oh, what's wrong with the image? This is the 4th time I've done this bit. Just here, look, I made Funtime Freddy's beta design just for fun.
Oh.
The one with the light pinks and a weirdly absurd amount of buttons. Like, just enough for it to be weird.
4.
You really did not need that many, man.
Yeah,
Alright, that's another completed.
Nice.
I don't need a puppet to express myself. I already say whatever I want. But I am a fan of the medium, so... My father is withholding. Oh. It's interesting.
Now, you may be surprised to hear that Bonnet has an official Funko plush, but Bonbon does not for some reason.
That is
I mean,
strange.
he's here on Freddy, so maybe they thought that counted on its own. There were images floating around at one point of a supposed Bonbon prototype plush, but like...
Yeah.
Okay. What shitty Bonbon plush is lost media. In my opinion, though, whichever one they went with would be a strange choice for a plush anyway, at least given the constraints of their plushie line, because as you can see, neither of them have a conventional shape. This is why we ended up with the plush FNAF Weeble Wobble here. If you're gonna try and make a standard plush of a character without legs, there's really nothing you can do aside from just taking the standard plush body and chopping off its legs. And that looks real strange sat next to the others. How can I fix this problem though? Wouldn't my version just be like the exact same thing but with a better face? I very well could do that, but that would look dumb and bad, so I'm not going to. There's really no point in trying to force these two unconventional character designs into a shape that they're not meant for, so Bonbon and Bonnet aren't getting plushies in my hypothetical plushie line I've been building up here. However, I'm doing something else for them on the side as a fun little exception. This something is what, in my opinion, Funko should have just done from the very beginning instead of whatever this was, and that is... hand puppets. Oh my god, why didn't she just make hand puppets?
Hand puppets?
Like, that's so obvious, right? Little plush hand puppets are manufactured and sold all the time as toys. I have one of my son right here. This was a very easy thing they could have done. In fact, Funko actually did make 2 FNAF hand puppets. Not of the 2 literal hand puppet characters, mind you, but of Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie. I don't really know. This is beyond my comprehension. So you know what? I'll make them. I'll make your damn hand puppets. Here, here's Bonbon. He's got a mouth he can flap and arms he can wiggle. All done with groundbreaking hand technology. And look at his funny teeth and silly eyes. I don't know. I don't have much to explain for this one. I done drawed him as a puppet. That's all I need to say.
Nice.
All right, and here's Bonnet as well.
Hey.
Buy both and have them talk to each other. Make them kiss sloppy style. I can't stop you.
Okay.
Future editing Ty here. After I recorded voiceover for this video and started editing, Daco revealed Hex's Bonbon hand puppet. So we're gonna have an official one now. Yippee.
Nice.
I just wanted to throw that in here real quick. All right, that leaves us with one more animatronic for this video. Buckle up, because he's wild. He's crazy.
They burned me in a scary fire.
Scary fire? That did hurt.
Here's another one of those weirdo characters that probably wouldn't have had enough demand to warrant an official plushie. Hence why there is not one. There's at least like one diehard Yendo fan out there that's absolutely heartbroken over that fact though. And you know what?
Dolls?
Whoever you are, wherever you are, this is for you. Although not quite as difficult to figure out as Funtime Freddy's Bonbon Dilemma, this one did indeed require some time in the thinking chamber. If you haven't noticed, Yendo is essentially just Freddy if he was made almost entirely out of wires. Not to be confused with the other 2 characters that fit that exact description, of course. This means we have a lot of absurd detail to simplify in an appealing way, which is a tough task. We've done it with the other 2 Endos, though, so definitely doable here. Here's my final design. Since Yendo is pretty much the same shape as Funtime Freddy, just in a wiry form, I went with our regular old plushie shape, just using color and stitching to get across the visual vibe we're going for.
I love the little
I
spiral
suppose something like crochet could get that vibe across too, which is actually something I considered utilizing for this design, given the unique circumstances. But upon further research, crochet is not something that can be mass-produced, at least ethically. So yeah, not something that could be reasonably expected of a plushie company. Or at least shouldn't be. Looking at this design, you can see that the mass of Yendo's wire makeup can be split into their own layered chunks, like these angled ones on his head here and this circle on his chest. I decided to use these as a basis for how I'd simplify all these lines, especially on his head. I used slightly darker and lighter shades of fabric to section off those areas with the help of some thicker seams to add more defined separation on a couple of spots. His body, though, aside from the distinct lighter circle here, is pretty much just a bunch of little thinner seams to aid in that almost spiderweb look he's got going on. After all that, though, the rest was just a matter of adding all the little details from his model, like his yellow eyes, black cheek circles, unique ears, and very small top hat. I like to imagine it's covering an equally small bump on the top of his head, like he's a cartoon character. All of this comes together to form a plush I'm surprisingly proud of. Like, this just might be my favorite of this batch so far. I don't know why. Didn't expect that of Yendo, of all characters. So yeah, he's done.
Nice.
And with that, we're about halfway through Sister Location. I love these ones. The fun times are super satisfying to work with. They translate to plushie form very nicely with minor hiccups. At least so far. In the next episode, which like I said will be my next video, we'll move on to these guys. Sorry, theys. I forgot Freddy's was...
Oh, yeah. I wonder what they're gonna do for... Hold on. Let me just... I wonder what they're gonna do for Ennard. Because Ennard's a really... very interesting character in terms of making into an adorable plushie, considering all the loose wiring and eyeballs that are especially around like the torso and arms. So I wonder what they're gonna do for that.
Sorry, theys. I forgot Freddy's was woke now. As always, be sure to let me know if you liked it, which one is your favorite, all that stuff. And, you know, subscribe and like and... Oh, fuck. No. No. Hey.
Oh.
Oh, hand unit? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, hey, how, you doing okay?
No.
No.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Bad day?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd like to thank my Skrunklies over on Patreon. Thank you for supporting me.
Okay.
Prism, April B, Creative JK, Adelaide Parade,
Alright.
Soy Sauce.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop there in terms of just the video itself there. But without any further ado, let me just go ahead and give my general thoughts on the video itself here, starting off the main three factors. Of course, one of which is going to be the extra Funko designs. Now, the second which is going to be the presentation and comedy. And of course, the last bit is the editing itself. So let's get right down to it. Now, of course, starting off with the actual well, I'm going to start off with the presentation itself here. Then I'm going to go on to the actual plushie designs and plushies in general. And then I'm going to end off with the actual editing itself here. Let's get down to it. Now, of course, the presentation itself here was immaculate. I'm not going to lie, I loved it. I loved it just so much. It was really, really cool. Really, really sick. I'm loving how they started up the actual stuff here in terms of just the weird hand unit little segment there. I love that. That's incredible. Really funny. And overall, almost surprisingly terrifying. I loved it. It was really cool. But aside from that, the overall, like I said, just presentation itself here, very well done. I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the vibes immediately from the get-go of this video. And of course, it really kind of just, it really shined out in a really unique way, and I love that. But aside from that, though, the comedy itself there from the actual video itself, it was entirely immaculate. I loved it. It was incredibly well done. So nice. And in general, actually got a few chuckles out of me. I'm not gonna lie. It was really funny. It was really funny, and I love it. But aside from that, though, like I said, just the actual video stuff here was really well put together, really well done, and overall, so good. And I loved it. But aside from it, without further ado, let's go into the actual Funko design, the actual plushie designs. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, of course, the plushie themselves look amazing, a lot better than the actual Funko designs, which stunk. Honestly, they really did stink. They were nasty type activity. It was. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. But like I said, overall, the Funko designs themselves were not great. And of course, Bizabizow, in terms of this one, overall, slapped a lot harder. They were really good. And overall, very kind of, they were great. And I love them. But aside from that, though, I do feel like one thing. I do feel like, what was like, which one was it? The Bonbon and Bonnet Bonnet just hand puppets were very unique, very cool, but the teeth looked a little doopy. I don't know what it was. Some about them didn't hit right. But I think that's just in terms of me just not liking the Bonnet one.
Aside as a fun little accessory.
To be fair though, they have a lot of teeth, so I get it does make sense in terms of just how they look, because they do have a numerous amount of teeth, which is surprising for a little hand puppet. But aside from, like I said, overall though, I still enjoy the actual just just hand puppets themselves here. Very unique concept, and overall very nice and worked out immaculately well. But aside from that, the rest of the places themselves were incredibly well done. I love them. They were great and overall very nice to look at. But aside from that, I introduced going on to just actual editing itself here. Let's get on to it. Now, of course, going on to the actual just editing itself for the video stuff here was incredible. Like I said, the editing went crazy. The music was nice. Everything about the actual just video stuff here was really well done. The little beginning segment we got there, the little little memes we ended up getting out, and just the actual what's the word for the confetti kind of activity was just immaculate. I love it. It was incredibly well done, so well timed, and in general really cool. I'm not gonna lie though, the beginning bit was actually incredibly funny. Look at this.
Another half-seas situation, but you'll only have to wait like 2 months max for image of a skeleton on.
Just the fact that Bizabizow brought up a skeleton on fire. That's funny. I like that. I like that editing itself there. And overall, very nice image, by the way. But aside from, like I said, overall, the editing itself, it went crazy. I loved it. It was spectacular. Overall, very well done. And overall, so good. I loved it. But aside from that, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to the actual just deeper dive of the video stuff here. Let's not use up too much time. And of course, I'm not gonna lie, I've already made this video way too long, so let's just get down to it. Now, actually, before I get into the actual just deeper dive of the video stuff here, I'll be back. So just give me like literally a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Anyways, like I was saying, just overall though, the editing itself here went crazy, and I loved it so much. Now then, deep dive, as I was just distracting myself with. Like I said, let's just get into deep dive itself here. Now, before I get into it, please go check out Bizabizow. They make an amazing amount of content. All of it is really high quality, very well done, and overall a lot better than the stuff I can even just think of making. But aside from that, though, like I said, please go check them out. They worked incredibly hard on this and deserve so much support for not only just making the designs of the plushies, but overall just putting together the video, thinking about how to make them as cute and adorable, while also keeping that little bit of a little bit of that scare factor, a little bit of that FNAF design look. And I love that. I love that just so much. But aside from that, without any further ado, please go check out Bizabizow. They're an amazing creator and overall very cool person. But aside from that, and for let's get on to the actual actually a few more things I do gotta mention. One of which being, please go ahead, if you made today's point of the actual stuff here, hit the like button and subscribe. It just helps out so much to the channel itself and just helps me out a ton. So please consider doing that. But aside from that though, aside from liking and subscribing, go ahead and hit the notification bell for the next time I upload if you're interested in catching the news videos as soon as you can. And of course, like I said, news videos. I do try to upload at least twice a day. If you're interested in catching those uploads at any point, like I said, bell icon, that's counted that for. But aside from that though, also go ahead and just leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think these designs are a lot better than the Funko ones. If you think these designs are they're okay, or if you think they're completely terrible and don't deserve to see the light today. Like I said, leave your thoughts opinions under this up here. And of course, if any of you say that they're complete garbage and don't deserve the light of day, I will find you. I will hurt you. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I'm entirely kidding. But aside from that, let's just get into the actual video stuff. Let's not use too much time. Like I said, so starting off with presentation and stuff, like I said, I'm loving how they started off this video. It was incredible. Like, listen to
this. Hey, Bizabizow here, and yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot. I don't have my audio on. Give me a second here, I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. The headphones ended up dying. How if we do, like I said, just listen to this presentation.
Yes, it's finally time for another Fixing FNAF plushies.
Yeah.
Hip hip hooray and whatnot. Since we're doing sister location this time around, I thought I'd bring a little celebrity guest on for this one. You know, someone to help me out during the video and have fun little back and forth banter.
Like just the energy, the vibes, the kind of chillax kind of mood that Bizabizow is kind of just displaying here is great. it honestly works really well in terms of just a casual intro, and kind of just works really well. And overall, like I said, I'm loving the actual just the inclusion of the hand unit here, and just the kind of segment we were seeing here. Like, look at this.
Wait, did I not activate it? Let me check the manual.
Like the paper, just the shuffling and all that. I love it. And I love this little hand unit design. I wonder if they're gonna use this as a plushie. Yeah, I would be interested in a sort of a little bit of a hand unit plushie. Either that or just maybe a hand unit like little plastic thing, in that goes in like one of the hands of the people involved. That would be really interesting, and I'd love to see that. I really would. But aside from that, like such as overall though, that little hand unit here, little Alf brand hand unit with a little mite on the side here, I love it. Really well done. Very cool. And overall, so nice to look at. And I'm loving how the little sticker eyes are kind of just peeling off. I love it. But like I said, aside from that though, they didn't really need to do this little intro in the beginning here, especially with this little just middle bit here with the, like, look at this. 7 remaining? Hold on. Is there lore here? Is there Bizabizow lore? Okay. So that was the Bizabizow lore. Anyway, so without any further ado, like I said, they didn't really need to do this little beginning segment here, but they did, and it was really good, and I love it. And of course, aside from that, like I said, the presentation itself for this at least beginning segment itself here is gas, and I love how they present these new little the Funko plushie. It's overall very well done. Overall, so cool, and overall very unique. I honestly really enjoy it. But aside from that, like I said, aside from the beginning of segment right there, and of course, going through, the fact that it'd be really hard to have like these little Velcro like faceplates, so they're kind of not doing that. It's overall very unique and very cool. I like it. And aside from that though, overall I like how they're kind of getting around it. And I love how they're kind of talking about how they're, the structure of the face is gonna be a little bit different. Like, look at this.
It would add way too much ugly clutter to try and include every individual line on their face this way, hence the use of just the one. Another decision I made that's worth mentioning is that for characters like Funtime Freddy, Foxy, Lulbit, and Chica, yes, I'm including Funtime Chica with the rest of the sister location bunch, I'm going to go back to the classic mouth-closed look we did for the OGs and the toys.
Yeah, and just talking about how the plushes are going to be structured is overall very well done. And overall gives you kind of a baseline of what they're doing. Kind of gives you like a, it makes you expect these kinds of looks. And overall presents it in a way that's not only very understanding, very just kind of logical, but also, kind of just in a way that makes you understand, this is why they're doing it, this is how it'd be really difficult to do this other thing, and of course how it'd be a lot better to just do the this one thing. But aside from the looks at overall though, I love it. I'm loving how they're presenting this kind of almost just what's the word for like just like this like plushy baseline. I'm not gonna, I love it. It's incredible, very well done overall. So sick, and overall I love it so much. But aside from, like I said, aside from the actual plushie structure design, the beginning segment itself here, just the overall just how they kind of bring up the little like flaws in the, and not only the Funko plushies themselves here, but in terms of just how they look, like they just don't look great. And Bizabizow kind of goes at that at a very like specific, like very specific tone. I mean, look at this. They as soon as they go to just hold on, what was that, right? As soon as they go to Funtime Freddy, they just destroy it. Like, look at this.
Incorporate on a plush. I get why he turned out that way. Funtime Freddy himself, though? What happened, y'all? This is when they started the printed fabric stuff I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, they talk about printed fabric. They talk about just the eyes, the ears,
all of it. It was all a cost-saving measure or something. But if it wasn't, I literally don't know what the point was here. Just use the stitching you've used plenty of times before. What was stopping you? The worst part, though, are the eyes.
Like, the way they kind of dissect these, each of these Funko plushies, how they kind of just break it down and kind of just talk about, printed fabric, the Bonnet design, just the overall square eyes, and how it looks completely terrible. It makes the entire plushie look very very disgusting in a way, and I like that. I'm loving just how they dissect it, how they kind of break it down, and how they kind of just like kind of attack every little segment that they think is completely flawed, and of course have a lot of evidence to bring up why it's flawed. And overall, I love Bizabizow, just how they kind of break it down, and overall, very nice. I love it. But aside from that, like I said, aside from that though, let's just go on to the actual plushies themselves here, and let's not continue talking about the actual structure itself here, or the actual presentation itself here. Actually, let me just go ahead and quickly go into the actual comedy itself here. I'm not gonna lie, I love the comedy. It's really well done. I know we're very good. I'm not gonna, I love it. Just this segment is the beginning segment is especially really funny. I love it, and of course, aside from that, really funny. Look at this.
Since you may be wondering about that whole opening faceplate thing, how are we going to adapt this? Well, here's my Joker's trick. I'm not going to.
Okay, that's really cool. I love that. But aside from that, though, overall, just look at this.
And they do. I think this wave was Funko's FNAF plushies at their cheapest. For some reason, they started replacing a lot of previously stitched-on elements with printed-on colors, including entire portions that would have just been stitched fabric before. Like, come on, what was the point of making Foxy's snout printed here? You literally did this with the regular stitched-in fabric.
And yeah, just overall, though, still kind of dissecting here. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I gotta go find a segment that I was talking about. Hello everyone, sorry about that. I ended up yapping for another 4 minutes, and I apologize for that. Anyways, as I was saying, let's just get on to it. I have made this video around 40 minutes long now, so let me just get right on to it. Going on to actual plushies themselves here. Like I was gonna say, so sorry about that. I ended up starting to yap again, not even realizing that I wasn't even recording. I apologize for that. Let me just go ahead and quickly get into this. So yeah, overall, plushie designs, adorable. I'm loving Baby. Baby's one of my favorites here, but I think my favorite has to end up being Yendo. He has a little ditzy look on his face, as well as just the eyes kind of selling me, as well as the tiny top hat. I'm not gonna lie, the tiny top hat, it cleared. It cleared. I'm not gonna lie, it soloed the entirety of this video. I love it. But aside from that, though, overall, though, I'm loving the little hand puppets themselves here, even if they are a little bit of a, almost got this little ditzy look on them. Hold on, let me go ahead and try to find an image with, yep, right here. They got a little bit of a ditzy look, kind of, look. It makes them look a little stupid, but overall, it makes them also look a little bit adorable, and I love that. And of course, just the Freddy one, it's adorable, and I love it. I love it so much. It's really cutest thing ever. And of course, the little Bonnie one, I'm not gonna lie, I was about to cave and say that this was my favorite one here, but I had to go with Yendo. Yendo's my favorite here. He looks just the best in terms of design, and of course, just the little wires and all that. I love it just so much. But Bonnie's a close second. I'm not gonna lie, I love the little hand pup we got here. But aside from that, though, like I said, Freddy himself looks great. I love it. I love the design here. I'm loving just how it looks like Freddy. It looks like Funtime Freddy, just to the max. No, that's my favorite part of the video stuff here. Each of the designs themselves here look very nice, and overall very accurate to the game itself here. It's really cool. Even the little Jimmy Neutron little Circus Baby things, or the Bidybabs, I'm not lying, they look great. Look at the little, to be fair, that's like a why did it go to that frame? Their faces look a little, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's just a game flaw. Look at the dome piece. It makes them look like they got a 15 head. It's crazy. That goes crazy. But aside from that, like I said, overall though, plushie designs themselves here, very well done, very nice, very adorable, very cute, and overall very accurate to the games themselves here. I love it. It clears. It's solos. But aside from that, though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving how they kind of just take what's been given beforehand, like the Funko designs, and they just improve on every basis. It's very cool, very nice, and overall very good. But aside from that, like I said, plushie designs, very nice, very adorable, very cute. I love it. Now it's going on to just editing itself here. Like I said, the editing itself here it's just fire. Look at these little segments they include. It looks great.
Boy plush, however, this is one of those bad plushies that kind of wraps back around to being cute for me. Yeah. She may look strange and inaccurate, but look at her. She
look at this little video clip they just edited into it. Jeez, my brain turned off here. Like I said, I'm loving just this little video clip that they edited in here, and just the inclusion of the person who made the video stuff there. I love that. Very cool. I love that. But aside from that, like I said, just overall editing itself here, goes wild. It goes nuts. It goes crazy. I'm loving the little arrows designs they got going on here, and of course, just all the PNGs they got included as well. Like I said, very nice, very well done, and overall very well put together. The editing itself, it goes crazy. Brings up a lot of really funny segments as well, and I just love it just so much. It's spectacular, very, very nice, and overall super enjoyable. Anyways, overall, like I said, Plushie's designs themselves here, very well done. The actual just editing itself here, also really well done. Overall, very, like, just my favorite part of it itself here. Like I said, the editing goes crazy, and overall, very, very cool. I wish to learn, editing myself, even if I am, like, one of the most laziest people in the world in terms of just taking the time to actually start learning stuff. And that's facts, by the way. I am incredibly, incredibly the laziest person in the world. But aside from like I said, overall, take care, stay safe. I'll be back. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. Had to quickly go refresh my mind because honestly my mind started to melt. So without any further ado, let me just go ahead and after the activity stuff here. So yeah, like I said, overall, please go check out Bizabizow. They make an amazing amount of content, and overall make so many great things. And overall, I've been so far going through the entire list of their fixing Funko plushies. If you want to go ahead and see that, I might make a playlist of it. Who knows? But overall, like I said, if you want to see a playlist of that, of course I will be featuring it if I actually make it. So yeah, let me go ahead and do something real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I ended up making an entire playlist, so I had to quickly go ahead and do that. Anyways, I will be featuring a playlist for the actual just video stuff there, but I'll be doing that later on. Like I said, overall though, please go check out Bizabizow's video. I'll be leaving a link down below, and of course another link right here at the end card of the video. So please go check it out. And aside from that though, a playlist of my reactions to their just in general Funko plushie designs. If you want to go ahead and see that playlist, it'll be right here at the end card right here. But aside from that, without further ado, like I usually say, have a great day, take care of yourself, stay safe. But of course, before you go, please go ahead and consider hitting the like button and subscribing, as it just helps us so much in the channel itself and just helps me out a ton. So please consider doing that. Go ahead and like, subscribe, go do that to their video as well. They work really hard on this and deserve so much support. So please go check out this out. And of course, if you got extra cash and you got extra little pennies in your pocket, please go check out the Patreon. Like I said, they put a ton of effort into these videos. And of course, if you want to go ahead and see their just kind of videos earlier, their Patreon, go check it out. But aside from that though, of course, I do got to feature a few other things. So like I said, notification bell if you want to be notified for any future video, hit the bell icon. That's what it's there for. And aside from that though, comment down below your guys' thoughts and opinions on the video subject, whether you liked it, you hated it, that's really interesting, or you didn't find it interesting at all, and you thought I took too long just going on and just yapping for like 15 minutes or like 50 minutes. I do apologize for that. But aside from that, like I said, take care, stay safe, have a great day, and of course, one last little favor. Please consider sharing the video stuff here. It helps me out just so much as a creator on YouTube as well here, especially one that's really kind of small at the moment. Like I said, if you want to just help out the channel just to the max, please consider hitting the share button. You don't really have to do it, but like I said, it's just kind of me asking for a little favor. But aside from that though, take care, stay safe, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next video today. So like I said, see you soon. By the way, sorry for the extremely late upload. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of just procrastinating again. I gotta stop doing that. But yeah, I'll be seeing you boys soon. Bye bye for now though.